Hey everyone, this is Lance down at Walters & Wolf in Gilbert, Arizona, and today I want to talk about pre-task plans. Now, pre-task plans, or PTPs, are a vital step in every activity performed here at Walters & Wolf. Each day, our team members face new and varied challenges which pose potential hazards to themselves and to those around them. The purpose of the PTP is to provide the team with an opportunity to plan, discuss, and document their ideas, as well as how the job will be completed safely. This segment will cover the standard operating procedure for properly completing a PTP. First, a team member must acquire the appropriate PTP form. Most of the time, you will utilize the Walters & Wolf form designed specifically for our trade. Some controlling contractors will require the use of their version of the PTP. In this case, you're only required to complete their form, not both. Your PTP will have several blanks at the top of the page for basic information. Fill in each blank completely, legibly, and specifically. Pay particular attention to the task description and task location. Anyone who reviews a PTP should be able to understand exactly what task is being completed and where. The left-hand column asks a series of questions. These questions are designed to help you properly survey your work area for hazards. Keep in mind that answering yes to some of these questions requires additional documents such as equipment inspections, hot work permits, SDSs, or signage. It is imperative that when completing your PTP, you are walking your work areas. This will ensure PTP accuracy and may prevent you from having to revisit your PTP. There are two sections in the right-hand column. First is a PPE review. The purpose is to remind you to determine what PPE you need for the task to be completed. Doing so could save time lost returning to gang boxes for equipment or avoid putting employees in a position to abandon PPE requirements for the sake of convenience. The other is a blank space titled Additional Comments. Use this area to include atypical tools or equipment which may be needed, or even enter some key hazards you feel should be emphasized with your team. On the back of the PTP lies the most effective section. Here you will list steps associated with your task, potential hazards associated with those steps, and the actions you will take to eliminate exposure to those hazards. A few tips for this section. Break down your task into steps. No task we complete consists of one single step. Remember daily steps such as transporting or gathering tools and materials and cleanup. A control method must be identified for every hazard. If exposure exists, we must eliminate it before starting work. Each team member participating in the task must review and sign off that they agree with the assessment of the PTP. Any additions, subtractions, or alteration of the original PTP must be reviewed amongst team members. Anytime a new employee joins a new task, they must remember to sign into their task's PTP. Now that we've discussed the process of completing a PTP, let's do one together.
Hello, Nick. What are you doing?
Hello, Lance. Getting ready to relocate this pallet on the other side of that Connex.
Oh, do you need a hand with that?
Why, yes, I could use some help.
Great. Well, we need a pre-task plan first.
That's great. I have one right here.
Sounds like a simple task, right? Well, that's exactly why we chose such a task. Although moving a pallet is very basic, we can illustrate just how much thought needs to go into planning your job. First, you should walk your area to identify your pick point, travel area, and your offload location. We will be using a forklift, so we must have a qualified operator, completed forklift inspection, and a spotter to guide the lift. The biggest concern with moving materials via forklift is struck by and caught in between. For this reason, we will identify strapping down our unsecured load before making a pick. While carrying the load, the operator must avoid obstacles nearby and personnel walking in the area. This must be assisted by the spotter. To offload, the spotter will signal the operator until the load is landed. At this point, the spotter may safely unstrap the load so the forklift may complete the task. Finally, the spotter will check the area for any trash, loose debris, tools, or materials left in the work zone. Completion of the PTP is an important part of what you do here at Walters & Wolf. Employees should take pride in their ability to identify and eliminate hazards associated with their tasks and share such items in their PTP. The information you share with your team could make the difference between a safe, productive day and a dangerous incident or injury.